I think it justifies being a live band. I mean, it's like there's so many different ways people try and become famous in the music industry. There's no back catalogue, there's no backstory to it. Dreadzone has a big back catalogue, big backstory. And we just keep chipping away, and it's not that you don't intentionally go out to go, right, okay, we're going to make a tune that's going to go or an album. It's just been a great response from all the fans, and every time we do it, it reaches further because there's people that have never seen us before. So they've only got to go away and tell one person, and then it just spreads to family, which is fantastic. So the response we've been getting from this, it justifies all the nail biting that was done in the studio, going, "Oh, do you think she's going to be alright?" But of course, it's the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. So the pudding is sweet.
It means a lot to us, get a great satisfaction to be able to achieve that position. Obviously, sales aren't everything, but it's nice to be able to have a bit of recognition, and it spreads it a bit further. You get a bit of extra press from being in the first time in 22 years, and it feels like a bit of achievement because everybody's really loving the album, and to get that kind of response in the first week is great. So yeah, we're all buzzing on it. Obviously.
It's going down really well with the crowd. The band now, I think we're like sort of 5 or 6 gigs in, and we're really tight. The new tunes are sounding great, in my opinion. I really enjoy playing them. They fit really well with everything else we're doing, and yeah.
We're just getting great feedback all over from the album. Really, from people. A lot of people saying it's the best album since Second Night. Some people say it's the best album we've done. It does feel very complete, and we've put in a couple of years' work. I suppose last year was the main work, but we've expanded about. We brought my son Marlon in, do a lot more musicality, and it's really expanded it out. And we've got Basil, who works for the band. It's the first time he's been involved in an album properly, so it's given it a bit of an edge. And then mixed by Tim Brand. It's just fell into place really nicely, and we wrote a lot of stuff originally and then narrowed it down to 15 and then narrowed it down to 12, and I like the fact that it's Dread Times, and we've got it feels like there's clocks on the cover, so there's 12 tracks from the time. So and the cover works with it really well. We've been using that live for the last couple of albums, Glass Siren.
Are there any songs off the album you haven't done yet that you're kind of looking forward to playing?
I'm really looking forward to doing Area Code. I know we've got Battle coming. Yeah, I mean, as many as we can get in the set, really. It's quite a process of rehearsing to make sure they're right. Yeah.
Obviously, I love Roots, man. And yeah, 16 holes as well. Mountain, because that's a little video that we put out, and people really responded to that because the lyrics were put on it, and for the first time people focused on that instead of the last video we put out was with Mick Jones and it was a performance video. So it's pointless doing another one of those just because people are going to be looking at who's in what. So to put the lyrics across it meant that people focused on that and then played it again to redo the lyrics. So it's like, you've had 90,000 hits. I think, well, 1,600 of those in my mind just trying to learn the lyrics.
What I wanted to do with this album was actually to emphasise dub and reggae much more, because the last album was kind of after the Big Audio Dynamite tour. So there's a lot of eclectic stuff, and it's on the Horizon is very eclectic, and we've always mixed it up. This one I wanted to focus more on dub and reggae, and by doing that, it's come out with that kind of early Dreadzone sound. Even though some of it like Mountain and Battle, you could say they were kind of steppers or straight kind of rockers reggae, which we've never really done before. It's always been a fusion, so that's what we wanted to emphasise, and that's why, you know, it's got such a in-depth sound.
About it is there's even tracks that I just do a couple of backing vocals.
Yeah.
And even if they were the ones that became hits and singles, it wouldn't be a problem because we've all sort of worked the same amount of time and put the same work in. And, you know, they've said, oh, 16 Holes will be the next single. And I'm like, oh, what? You know, I'm chuffed, I'm flattered, but it makes no odds whether it's an instrumental or whether it's a full vocal of mine. You represent your brothers, you represent your band, and that's what it's about.
It makes you feel like you're really in charge of everything, because that's the most important thing. It's rather than an agent and a manager, is a business partner as well, and it provides, you know, financial support, which is really, we're lucky in this day and age, and then we've got a great following, so that we can, you know, we feel like it feels really solid now, the foundation of everything. And we've got a good fan base. We sold out tonight, and, you know, got a good new album, and it's always, you know, the only way is up.
The thing is we have carte blanche, and what to say is, you know, you're not giving it to a bunch of accountants, basically. It suits on the top floor of some shitty record label, and they're going, well, this doesn't sound like Ed Sheeran and Adele, so if we could change it up so they could put this one tune on the album that sounds like Ed Sheeran and one, so fuck off, yeah? That's the beauty of it, because we don't even have to have them to come to us to say fuck off. We do what we want to do, put it out when we want to put it out. And, you know, have faith in it, because when we became number 39 in the charts, we also became number 4 in the indie charts in the same week, and number 6 in the dance charts. Now, the top 40 of the dance charts, apart from maybe 7 albums, including ours, are all compilations of the same tempo all the time. So for that to go to number 6 in the dance charts, it's yeah, you know, something. But you know, it's not what you. I've never chipped away. Go right, you've got to get to the top 40 in July to that's it. It's like no, I get on with it, and this has happened, and the response has been amazing, and the reach has got out to a lot more people, because every time we do a Dreadzone gig, there will be people there. So
my whole music career, I started liking when I was really young. I started with The Who, and then settling in David Bowie and that, and then I discovered funk and James Grant, and I discovered reggae, and then you go through the, you know, the dance music thing. So all those musics really excite you, and you know, it's the hunger and the love of all different types of music that all comes together to make what we are. We all, you know, bring something different to the table. So. You could say it's double-orientated dance music. That's what, if someone wants a simple explanation.
That's what I'm looking for, right?
Double-orientated dance music, yeah. But it's always got that energy of dance music. It's never like it's dread music.
Right. Thank you.
your reputation will be a good library, and you know, when we go out there, we base our reputation on that. So I throw the gauntlet down, so does everybody else, and everybody who buys a ticket is throwing a gauntlet down. It's like, well, yeah, I know, I've seen you before, so I'll cross my arms and just be too cool for school. You fucking Alright.
Yeah, you don't need me out front. You got two great front in 3, you know, Leo and Chris obviously. So, you know, I'll stay at the back. The drummer, nobody sees me. So.
I just got to say again, thank you very much for everybody that supported Dread Times. Go and buy another copy, because I know where you fucking live.
Hello.
Well, let me get you.
No, it looks like very casual. No.
Lovely. You look great. Lovely
Hello.
to see you. How are you?
Hello, Molly.
How the devil are you, man?